Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just a bunch of other myths, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Now, don't invest in companies you don't understand, don't believe in, because if they dip, Ric Flair, baby, woo! You not gonna buy the dip, and then you're gonna sell low and be right back here crying to me, and I'm not having that. So if you can't do the heat of these hot stocks, just stay out of the kitchen and consider investing in the index funds. So now, family, let me just see something real quick. I gotta let the whole Discord know we're on the live stream, which I usually do in the morning, but I guess I didn't do it today. Let me just double check, make sure that we knocking that out. So then, you know what I'm saying? We can look for some trades, and then hopefully, you know what time it is, baby. You know I want to hit the button on them, but we gotta see. We gotta see.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
You know I want to hit the button on them. You know I do. So let me just link everybody else to this real quick, family. So while you coming in, hit the like button. Hit the, you know what I'm saying? Let me know where you from in the chat. Oh, I see Hawaii. Yo, I haven't been in Hawaii in a long time. I went there last year, but shout out to Texas. I see you. Let me go to Keenan's link right here. Let the family know that we on. Here we go. Boom. You might see this in your mentions too. Got to show the whole family love. Hold up. Here we go. Public, no. Channel members, got you. All right, family. So I was watching something today, right? And it really stuck with me in a way. And it didn't exactly pertain to the stock market, but it pertained to understanding the psychology behind everything that we do, right? And I'm talking about everything that you do, anything that you're good at or anything that you're not good at. What you oftentimes are going to see is somebody who is good at it already, right? So when you see me get on here and you see me trade and you see me like talking about my laws and things like that, and I'm like, yo, you like, yo, dang, man, Keenan, you know what I'm saying? He had a feeling, he had a understanding of where this thing was going to stop, where it was going to go, right? You see it like that, and you're looking at, I don't want to say a finished product, but you're looking at someone who has done this a lot on the live stream, off the live stream, just a lot of this exact thing. And whether it be something that you do, let's say that you're a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, let's say that you're a plumber, an electrician, let's say that you even somebody who's stacking the boxes at Amazon, whatever it is, a CEO, an entrepreneur. There are people who see you and they're like, yo, man, how'd you get that $5,000 you got? Like, I wish I had $5,000. How'd you get that job? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? They see in a finished product. And I don't want to say a finished product, but I just want you to just understand what I'm saying here. Because we all still got room to grow, everybody. But we looking at something that has been tried and tested. And everybody gets to see where you are, but they don't get to really see where you come from to get to where you are. You understand what I'm saying? So then when I get on the live streams and you see me trading and you see me like, I'm like, yo, man, you know what? Like, here's a prime example. Here's a prime example. And I get pushback for this one, but it just is what it is. Law number 4, holding overnight is very risky. How do you know something is very risky? Because you tried it and failed. You tried it and failed. But again, especially in a bear market, this was one I get pushback from, but not pushback like, oh man, Keenan, man, whatever. You got to understand, a lot of laws, like I told you in the past, are written in blood. They're written in blood. I don't know how many dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars that I lost out on because I was up 10% before the market was going to close. I'm anticipating some good news tomorrow or some bad news tomorrow so I can make money on an option, and I hold it overnight, and next thing you know, I'm down 60%. So then I say, wow, I should have just took the 10. How many times should I have just took the 10% rather than trying to go up 100% and then losing so much money, right? So all of these rules is written in blood. The number one rule at the top, or number one law, that 98% of traders are not profitable. I always got to remember that, because in your mind will just draw you right back to that. Your mind will draw you right back to being normal, because we all like to think that we're an exception to the rule. But in actuality, what we all are the reason the rules exist. We are all, by definition, just normal, just average, just like everybody else, right? Because the average is you look at everybody and say, what are most people doing? And in trading, most people are losing. So if you start to think that you're not like everybody else, guess exactly what you're doing. You being like everybody else, because everybody is a star player in their own movie. And you feel like, oh man, you know what? I'm special. I'm this, I'm that. And then you get overconfident. And not even just confident, you get cocky, and then you lose. You will make yourself lose. You'll get to be up 20% of option. Next thing you know, you like, yo, this about to go to 21. This about to go to 40. And next thing you know, you down. You down, and you getting stopped out, down 10%. When you was just up 20%. What happened, right? What happened? You wasn't okay with that. You understand what I'm saying? So then you gotta be okay with realizing that as soon as you start to get overconfident, what you're doing is you walking right into the shoes of everybody else who thinks that, oh yeah, you know what? It's gonna work out this time exactly how I wanted to, right? You gotta understand that. So then, like I said, law number 2, you will lose sometimes. This one's written in blood as well. This one comes from what? Being over or even being cocky. This is it. You're cocky and you have no guidelines. Cocky with no guidelines, like a child. Right? Just like a child. This is why this happens. Cocky with no guidelines. Now, there are kids who, you know, their parents is regulating them, this and that, but you got to think about how kids are, right? When you think of a child, what they do is they got like watch this. How many times we seen kids do this? How many times we seen kids do this? You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to the kids, right? But how many times we seen this? When you get into the market, this is how you feel and this is how you look. You think you look like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, but no, this is how you actually look. You ain't bulletproof. You ain't Batman. You ain't got the utility belt. You might try to throw the cape on like you Superman, but you're not him, right? So then what'll happen is you think you're ready to fight crime. You think you're ready to dominate everything, but you got to remember, oh, hold up. There are real rules in this game. If I go in blind with no plan and I think that I'm just going to be dominating it, what I really am is I'm just a kid with a cape on, right? I'm just a kid with a cape on. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be cocky with no guidelines. So then we got to understand that if we do that, we just going to be like everybody else. And we ain't having that, family, straight up. So now I say that to say this. You will lose sometimes. It is what it is. It's a part of the game. There's no way to get into a trade and win on every single trade. There's no way for it to happen. So when you get into a boxing match, right? When you get into a boxing match, and I said this before. So, you know what? You know who's one of the, really hate it, but one of the best boxers of all time. And I'll tell you why. Floyd Mayweather. Not that I want you to idolize Floyd Mayweather, but I want to use him as an example. Floyd Mayweather, they would call him Pretty Boy Floyd. Not because he was particularly handsome. You be the judge on that. But you know what? He's one of the best boxers because he's one of the best defensive players, or actually boxers of all time. Meaning, it ain't that he punched the hardest, but it's hard to hit him hard. It's extremely hard to hit him hard. What does that mean? That means that he realized he's going to get hit sometimes. So he need to work on not getting hit hard. So then when you watch a Floyd Mayweather fight, or you watch some Floyd Mayweather highlights, you realize, and I don't know if they're going to be able to show me anything like crazy with Floyd Mayweather highlights. Let's just see real quick. Look at this. You could even see it. You could even see it right here. I don't even got to go into it because you can see the example right here. What are his highlights? It's not so much as just knocking people out all of the time, which is boxing, so you will see some of that. But it's him not getting hit, or him not getting hit hard, because he realizes in boxing there's no way to box without getting hit. So you got to reduce yourself from getting hit hard. So that leads us over here. And I could leave this for now. Since you know you're going to get hit, you know that, you know how it go. You will lose sometimes. AKA you, like I said, you will get hit. So then guess what? You got to make sure that you could dodge. You got to make sure that you could bob, that you could weave. You understand what I'm saying? In this market, because it's unpredictable, right? So now, with that being said, you take your little 5% hit, in my opinion. You take your 10% hit, but you don't stand there and do this. Say right here, baby, right here. And then just let them, bam, knock you clean out. Imagine how many people that Floyd Mayweather must have fought who could have knocked his head off his shoulders. But instead of taking it like this, just taking it right on the chin, saying, yo, yeah, lay it on me, right? He's like, nope, not trying that. And you might hit him sometimes, but the fact is, he ain't leaning into the hit. He leaning away from the hit. You understand? He almost got a stop loss on how hard you can hit him. So then we got to understand that. So now, we playing a long game, baby. We playing a long game. We not trying to get rich overnight or win today, but then lose it all tomorrow. So we trade with 5% of our portfolio max. And then on that 5%, we're using 5 to 10% stop losses religiously. Meaning, oh, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So now, like I said, I already said, holding overnight is risky for the sole fact that you lose your control. And when you holding overnight in a bear market, if it was a bull market, I want to tell you this. Hold up. If it was a bull market, what I want to say is, oh, it just makes more sense because we have less of the Fed and the regulators trying to manipulate the market, as in making us think that it's not what is happening. We can see the markets is coming down. They're trying to come down, but the Fed is just trying their best to not let it happen. So they are, by definition, manipulating the market to go up, even though it's going down. And that's why I showed you many times the picture with, I might have X'd it, but it's the picture of them trying to just get the water out of the boat, and the water is just sinking. They got a hole in it, right? The market is sinking and they're trying to get the water out of the boat. They're fighting against what should naturally happen. And the market should just naturally fall because they effed up the economy, but then they don't want it to happen. They won't let it. So now, the game is not fair. It is what it is. If we understand that the referees is playing against us, we understand that the crowd is against us, we understand that, you know what? We got our boxing gloves on, but they gave you the wrong weight boxing gloves, right? So your hands is feeling a little heavy in this match. You like, you don't know what's going on. They greased up the bottom of your shoes so you can slip. When you understand that this is how the opponents is playing against you, what are you going to do? You go and say, hey, look, if I start to notice that my gloves is feeling a little bit heavier than usual, I'm going to say, hold up. I don't think this is fair. So then I might have to sit out until I get the good gloves, right? This is where our patience comes in. I might have to sit out until I get my right weighted gloves. When I feel like my shoes are slippery because they done greased the bottom of my shoes, I'm trying to go to a boxing match, then I say, yo, you know what? I feel like something's off today. I feel like they greased the bottom of my shoes. You know what? I'm gonna get in the game when I feel like my gloves is right and I feel like my shoes is right and I got the right traction. You know what I'm saying? But until then, I'm not gonna jump into this ring, and it's not fair. And particularly, it's not fair today, right? So then we got to make sure we pay attention to these things. So like I said, if you see the news is pumping out the fear, like for example, the market started to go up yesterday with the CPI data coming in better than expected, even though there was some information in there that was a little bit not good. Like I told y'all in yesterday's video, if you ain't see it, your boy paid $85 for 2 burgers. Oh, organic, hold up, pinky up, organic coconut ice cream, right? And then it's a milkshake, but it was organic coconut ice cream, pinky up, right? And fries. 2 burgers, milkshakes, and fries. $85, but y'all telling me inflation coming down, it ain't adding up. You understand what I'm saying? So we see the manipulation, we see the news, we see all these things, and something ain't right. So then we're gonna get a market that ain't right and that ain't fair. So now with all of that being said, let's go over to the market and let's start drawing our lines and see what we could get. So now, the bell, we on, family. So now, what we're looking at here is the SPY. Particularly though, I will go back and look at Coinbase. I do want to keep my eye on Coinbase a little bit and see what happens. Why? Because again, Bitcoin is back over, and let's just go see it, BTC USD. Bitcoin is back over to 30,000. It came back in You see this over here on the right? It came back in to the 29,000, but now, boom, it's back into the 30s. We're just having a little bit of a battle up there, but it is what it is. So now, all right, boom. I'm gonna click on the SPY again. And let's start doing our lines. So now, I tell you this all of the time. We got to make the gamble zone, right? Let's start it right off of the bat. We're going to do our blue lines. We're going to start with that. The top blue line. I get asked this all the time. How do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? You look at the current candle. This one. This is the current moving candle. You ask yourself, where is it high immediately to the left? So this is the candle immediately to the left. This is the high. So then, boom. I put a line right there. You ask yourself, why is this the high? Well, this is the high because it is what it is. This is where the sellers are, right? This is where the sellers are. The stock was going up. It couldn't get past this level. So it means that the sellers are right there, right? Now, how do we get the bottom line? You look at the current candle again, but now it's the inverse of exactly what we just thought. Before we were looking for the top. Now we look at the current candle and we're looking for the bottom. So it's right here. So now you have your gamble zone. So really what you set up, like I told you, is this. The sellers are up here, halfway through the gamble zone at the top. This is where your sellers are. You've just found your seller zone. And then at the bottom of the gamble zone, this is where your buyers are, who are pushing it up. It's basically half and half. If my thing don't look perfectly half, just understand that it's basically half and half. So then the buyers are on the bottom of this and the sellers are on the top of this. So when you make the blue lines, just know in your head, this red zone and this green zone, this is what you're looking at here. But this is how you create it. So then you ask yourself, why is this the gamble zone? It's the gamble zone because the sellers and the buyers are basically right on top of each other like this. So then whenever you get any kind of upward momentum, the sellers are trying to push it back down. And then when you get down here and you start to get some downward momentum, the buyers are trying to push it back up. So then this thing is just like in between this channel and you're waiting for it to break out. This is what you're looking for. Now, there are some people who want to play the channel. You want to play the channel. You want to say, hey, up here, I'm taking puts and down here, I'm taking calls. But the issue with doing that, and you could do it, right? But you just got to be quick. You got to be quick. And not every day you want to be so quick, right? Some days you want to be more slow and calculated. Not every day you want to be super quick with it. If you took puts up here, realize that the fall is only to like the middle. It could fall all the way down here, but then it's likely to bounce right back up. So now you open yourself up to time decay, to theta, time decay. So now, James just asked me, where do you go and pay that price? He said, I can't eat. Yo, family, I'm telling you, when you're in a city, when you go to a city and you try to just go out for dinner, it wasn't like when they showed me the bill, right? I couldn't just run up out of there. I couldn't dine and dash. So I had to just pay it and be like, man, I ain't coming back. You understand what I'm saying? That's really how it went. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the city, man. It's when you're in the city. It's just nasty like that. So now, all right, boom. I call this part up here at the very top because I want to just, you know what I'm saying, help you to be able to do this. I told you this time and time again. Early entry. People always forget. What do I mean by that? Early entry basically equals a 5% stop loss. When you put a 5% stop loss on something, you are very, very likely to get kicked out. 5% stop loss, early entry on a what? Call. Early entry on a call. Oh man, you know I did the early entry, I got kicked out. Yeah, because you got a 5% stop loss and you getting in early. When you get in early, you likely to get kicked out. That's the way that it go. But you letting the chart speak for you. You ain't speaking with your heart. You speaking with the chart. My dog, Charles, he said, was it worth it? Yo, big dog, I don't know if you can hear this, but when I seen that bill, this is how I felt.
Stupid. I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Come on now. Nah, out of pocket. Way out of pocket. Way out of pocket. I ain't trying to get gypped now. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I was to make, I don't know, money like Elon Musk. I ain't trying to be blowing it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be blowing it on no burger and fries at $85. Nah. Get out of here. So, and not you. I'm saying they better get out of here. They better get out of here with that. Cause that's out of pocket. That's real. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to somebody. Oh yeah, we're gonna put down here the early entry for a put. But again, notice we're in the gamble zone. So, all right. Somebody asked me that. Sergio said, was it the theta value you look for? Is there a max in comparison to the delta? So take the class on the options, take the Greeks class, and I really go into details. I want to say it's class either options class 3 or 4. I think it's options class 3, where I talk about the Greeks, right? And I really break it all the way down. But understand this, I ain't looking to be in options for a long time. So then I don't allow theta to even get the chance. I don't even allow theta to get the chance to mess me up too much. So, all right, let's come back down here and let's do this. Early entry for a put. Early entry put, which equals 5% stop loss. 5% stop loss is extremely likely to kick you out, especially if you got a 0 day to expire option, right? 0 day or even 1 and 2 days, even a week. You got to put your pinky up when you speak of that burger. That's facts. That's super facts. Family, let's get this to 500 likes. Let's try to keep the likes at 50%. We at 242. Take a look at the likes and see if you hit that button. If not, go ahead and hit that button. Yo, that's facts. Yo, Kenya, you from the East Coast? Oh, I'm sorry. I said Kenya. I seen it small. Kiana. No, you know, it's all love. It's all love. You from the East Coast? Gypped. That's what they say out here. Yeah, you got gypped. Straight up. So, all right, boom. Early entry for a put. AKA, you very likely to get stopped out. So now that we got this out of the way, let's go. Let's zoom out. So I sometimes go to the 30-minute time frame. So you can see my time frames down on the bottom. And check this. 30 minutes, it gives me the days. So in this black section here, this is the open market. This gray one is the closed market, like the pre-market and aftermarket. And then this is yesterday. So then I look in the last, like, let's call it today, yesterday, day before that. And I look and I can see, okay, where is a peak from yesterday, if not the last 3 days, and where is a bottom? So then I could get my red lines and then my green lines. So my red line will be down here at about 407.13, right? So I look at the lowest point in the last like 3 days, and then I can make this my red line. And I know that the puts is really, really likely to print below these levels. And then I look and do the exact opposite. And I say, okay, where's the peak? And up here, because the market did want to run because the CPI data was actually straight, even though it's probably all a lie, but it was straight when it came out. What do I mean by a lie? They be doctoring the numbers, in my opinion, because when I go and spend $10 million on a burger, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I believe inflation is down. Hey, I miss you too, family. But hey, we here. So what, 360 likes? Again, what we need, like a little bit, like 140 something likes. Let's knock that out. Shout out to Queens. Shout out to Queens. So, okay, boom. Now that we got these lines, we got to name them. If you're a new trader, what I often subscribe or actually suggest is that you really take your time, right? I'm not going to tell you what to buy, what to sell, but I suggest that you really, really take your time when you get into trades. When you see the early entries, don't always do that, right? Some days you got to be like, oh man, you know what? I was waiting for a more clear signal. Sometimes you want to get on a normal entry. Normal entry call. Normal entry call, which means 10% stop loss. Not every day is you want to get in on an early entry, especially if you're new. And then down here, my early entry for puts. Or actually, no, normal entry puts, which means for those of you who are new here, that you basically trying to make money on the way down, which is 10% now, 10% on the stop loss. But notice, in all situations, I have the stop loss ready to go. And like I told you before, many, many times, what will happen is if you feel like it's taking you too long to put your stop loss or modify it or change it or anything like that, when you look at the expiration date on an option, don't always go for the options that are going to expire today because they're going to move so quickly and you putting the game on hard. You need to put the game on easy or normal mode because it'll never truly be easy, but you need to put the game on easy or normal somewhat so that you can move the option. So if I get into an option that's going to expire April 13th, aka today, this thing is going to be jumping up 20%, jumping down 20%, and I'm likely to get kicked out quick, very quick. But if I get an option that's going to expire not April 13th, May 13th, right? June 13th, it's going to cost more per contract. However, it's going to move slower, which gives me a chance. So while you see Keenan option moving 20% and you be like, dang, I wish I would have got that one. Understand, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So what you want to do is work your way up towards it. So like I said in the beginning of this, when you see me playing these like options that are moving really, really quickly and I get stopped out, it is what it is. Like somebody said in the chat, cost of operations. When you see me doing that, you're seeing someone who has been working his way up towards it. Like I was saying, like not the finished product, but that's really the word I'm going to use because nobody's a finished product. Nobody's perfect. We all going to still keep growing. But you're seeing more of a finished product of me having skills to be able to move the stop loss quick, to be able to understand what I'm willing to lose, be able to read the charts and say, okay, yeah, I want to get kicked out here and try to re-enter, right? You see that versus you just getting into the game and then you want to like jump ahead of all of the, I want to say wisdom, all of the experience, and then just trying to just boom, make it happen now. So then when you do that, again, what do you do to yourself? You open yourself up to looking like this, to looking just like this, where you want to go in and save them from robbing the bank. But in actuality, you really didn't prepare for this. You're not ready. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go through the training. You didn't go through everything that needs to happen for you to be able to just go in and do something like that, like save the day, AKA save your account and actually win in some options. So you just want to be cautious on that. So now let's go over here and let's look. We're in the gamble zone. We're on a 5-minute time frame. This red right here is showing us that we are with our sellers. This is why it's hard for these things to break out of this. And this is why they can't just always pump up so easy. And this is another reason why when they hit the line, sometimes you miss your entry because as soon as you break through some sellers, you might just take off, right? So sometimes that does happen. But it's struggling because again, this is where our sellers exist. And understand this, the graphic that I made here, this doesn't mean that the sellers are at this point in time. The sellers are at this whole level right here. So like if I really draw it, it looks like this, right? Like for the whole day, we just got an area where sellers are. But the reason that I keep it like a little bit different is so you could see the candles moving themselves. But I guess if I do this, let's see if it looks too confusing on your end, right? It looks fine on my end, but it ain't always about what I understand. It's about what you could pick up of what I'm saying. So now you can see it like, this is what it really looks like. We're in a seller area. We're pumping up, but you can see the long wicks. We already knew the sellers was there because we are in the halfway point of the gamble zones. It's just the way it goes. So, okay, since we're up here, right, there's a chance that we could come down from here. Notice though, we do have, first of all, a real level of resistance, slightly above this level of resistance. And you could argue that it's actually right here, now that I'm zoomed in, right? That it's like right here at 409.96. This is a level of resistance actually and then also a psychological level of resistance, that 410, right? So if we break above that, that's what we want to actually see. So let's see something. Family just said this. That's why I'm losing more than I'm making on options. You got to get further out dates. Now remember this too, though. When you get a further out date, if I get a further out date, that does not mean that I'm holding on to it, right? That does not mean that I'm holding on to it. So let's go and let's use an example right now while we sit here and wait. So since we are in the upper part, of the gamble zone, which let me go and grab the word so you can just see it over here. Since we are in the upper part of the gamble zone, this whole level in between the blue and this blue, this line and this line, this red and green mix right here, our sellers are up here, our buyers are up here. Since we're up here, I'm just gonna go and look at a call because I would like to play a call for a breakout above this or a breakdown below this. I don't want to play inside of this channel. However, you can, because you know the sellers are here, but I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go check my options, right? I know if I get a further out date, because I feel like the options are just moving way too fast on a 0 to expire, then I'm going to go and I'm going to look for this. Let's call it, it's April 14th, April 13th right now. I'm going to go and look for SPY, and I want to see it just 1 month out. 1 month out option and see what it costs. Now, if I was to buy one, and I see the headphones rolling in, if I was to buy an option that was going to expire today, it would be significantly cheaper, maybe even 10 times cheaper for one contract. So then what am I likely to do? Buy a lot of contracts. But instead of buying a lot of contracts, I might end up just buying one that's further out, or two that's further out. So now look, I'm looking at the options right now. I'm going to May. I just want to see what's going on. May 12th is the closest one to being exactly 1 month out. I'm going to go to the SPY is 409. I'm looking at calls right now on May 12th. I see the SPY 415, right? 415 put, or actually call, I mean. And I'm just going to show you this to you right here. Okay, check this out. This is the 415 call for May. So you see call right here. The strike is 415, May 12th. Right now, let me just X this out so you can see it a little bit better. It costs $513 just for one contract. Now, a difference is, what if I was looking at the calls for today? Same strike. These contracts are way lower in price. So if I look at the 415 expiration today, it's 2 cents. It's 2 cents. Now, through experience, you could buy this, right, and make a lot of money if it goes up. But I'm not touching it. And I'm going to show you why. Even though, again, this one could be up 1,000% today. However, I can't put an appropriate stop loss on it. So this would be just a complete gamble. How they say you could gamble in the market, you definitely can. But you got to know how not to. So look at this. This is the 415 expiration today. Look at that. Look at the price. If you was to buy this right now, it would cost you $2 for one contract. What a lot of people don't understand is called the spread. The spread is between 1 cent and 2 cents, right? So $1 and $2. As soon as you buy this, you're going to be down 50 cents, right? AKA out of your $2, you're going to be down basically 1/4 of your $2. So you're going to be down 25% as soon as you enter this one, because the numbers are so low that the mid price right here is $150. You pay $2, but now the price is $150, aka you just lost a quarter of what you paid. So now you down automatically, but you're hoping, because remember, since this is a small number, it's so much easier for something that's 2 cents to go to 4 cents than it is for something that is like this. Let me just move this over a little bit. It's much easier for something like that's 2 cents to go to 4 cents than something that's $5.33 to go to over 1,000, right? Because it just takes a lot more to move this one. So then this is why a lot of people say, oh man, I lost all my money on options. They had no kind of guidelines to say, yeah, I'm not necessarily going to just keep buying options that are this ridiculous. How do you put a 10% stop loss on this? You can't. How do you put a 5% stop loss on this? You can't. Could you make a whole lot of money here? Yes. Could you lose a whole lot of money here? Yes. And your chances are 50-50. So then this is a gamble. And you could win a lot because you're risking a lot. This is way, way, way less of a gamble. Because I look at it and I can see that this is going to move to, 5.33 to 5.34, 5.35. It's not just going to be doubling and halving, just like something like this could. Going to 4, going to 1, going to 4, going to 1. Like, you see what I'm saying? So when you get a bigger contract, it moves significantly slower, which gives us the ability to go and modify our stop loss on that. So, for example, if we bought one of these, people are saying, yo, you just spent $530 on an option. Yeah, but I only bought one contract that has a expiration of all the way out in May. I don't plan on holding it to May. I plan on letting it go today, right? I plan on letting it go today. However, I'm only in this one because I want to see this 533 turn into 538 and then boom, I'm out. You see what I'm saying? Or see this 533 turn into 550 and boom, I'm out, right? You see what I'm saying? But it'll make you win. It'll help you to win long term rather than keep getting smoked again and again and again. I'm tired of seeing everybody getting smoked because they're getting so greedy. So then that's what we got to do. You said, so informative. I appreciate you, family. I really do. The reason I'm trying to be informative, and I always want to be informative, is because I want to help you to help yourself. You know what I'm saying? There are going to be days where you are looking at the charts and you're like, man, what do I do here? Sometimes you got to say, hey, I'm in the gamble zone. This thing ain't really doing nothing. It ain't giving me no signs that I need to be, you know what I'm saying? I need to try this way or try that way. So then you just chill. Could you recap the institutional Disney puts? What platform are you seeing this on, family? Tendies? Because I did mention that the other day. We come back. I'll just check that real quick. Disney. Yeah, they were rocking them puts. And they got them out till I forget the date. I think it's like April, like 21st, I want to say. But look at that. And the thing too is institutions, they can do a lot of things that you ain't supposed to be doing. Like, for example, all of this kind of trading, they haven't got the restrictions that you have. Like, they could trade options in the pre-market and aftermarket, all of those kind of things. You said, yep, from last night. Yep, look at that. They jumping in the puts around here. Or I guess this is in Disney. And that's the thing too, right? Jumping in the puts. And you can just sell them immediately, right? Just because they out for April, that don't mean you got to hold on to them. So you see this crazy drop. And if we seen that, if it gets to 90, like 5 or something like that, they're going to be up, I think it's 95 or 96 almost. They'd be up 400% in April. That's nuts. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. But you know what? That's how they do. That's how they do, those institutions. So, all right, boom. Let's get back to the 5 minute and see what we're going to get. So let's look at an option that I'm actually more interested in. So let's read this. This looks like it's going to be helpful. The best thing I did was buy later. I went from losing to winning just by doing that. Again, extremely, extremely pivotal and extremely helpful. He said the addition is amazing. Marie, I appreciate you on that. I'm not exactly sure what addition specifically you're talking about, but I definitely appreciate it. You said this is gold. Thank you, family. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So now, again, we're in the gamble zone, but remember, the buyers are actually extremely strong to the point that they are keeping this from dropping down in here. It comes in here real quick. Boom, it's right back up. So I'm looking at this towards the upside, but I'm not married to it. Meta is ripping. Yo, a lot of people would sleep on Meta. A lot of people sleep on Meta, and I understand why when you want to really be honest, because like a lot of people don't trust them. But the thing is this, Meta is one of those companies that if you let your morals trade for you, you will totally miss out on it. But I understand it. Like, you know how they say they spying on everybody and, you know what I'm saying, all in your personal information and all of this and selling your data and all of that, allegedly. But they came down to $80, $88 in November. And now they're $219, which is crazy because Meta is, when it comes to making money, they're a good company, right? They're actually a good company. It's not even a joke. They're really a good company. What do good companies do? They make money. Meta is actually good at making money, but they just been spending too much on this metaverse stuff and people ain't so interested in that. But it is what it is. We ain't gonna cry for them. So, all right. Let's get back to business. My guy said, Mark said this. He said, Keen, I have $1,000 to trade with, and there are barely any options that cost below 100. So I can have, so I can have money management. Listen, whenever you want a cheaper option, you get a earlier date, a more recent date. But remember, if you got $1,000 to trade with, and I'm talking about not all of the money you have is 1,000. I'm talking about, oh yeah, family, look, we almost got 500 likes, right? That's what we was trying to get to. I'm surprised it's taking so long, but let's hit that like button 8 more times. All right, yeah. So like I was saying to my guy, I think it was Mark. Yeah, Mark Mirza. $1,000 to trade. If you feel like you have to trade and you ain't seeing your setup and things like that, you're gonna get smoked. I'm just telling you, just keep it real, keep it raw. You're gonna get smoked. So you want to trade when you see the opportunity, not because you want to trade or you feel like you got to trade. Because I want to tell you this, I get on here every single day and I be thinking to myself, man, I hope that I could get it. I could see a good trade and I could knock it out of the park and me and the family could hit the, we did it, Joe, all of that. You know, I love doing that. But I got to be realistic and say, hey, if I'm too eager, then I'm going to collapse everything that I'm trying to build. You understand what I'm saying? I forget who said it, but they say an eager beaver could be the collapse of a dam. And you want to really not collapse the dam. You want to say, hey, I'm waiting for my particular setup, and if I don't see it, if I don't get it, then I'm not going to move. You understand what I'm saying? So now with your $1,000, what I would do is just say, hey, oh, there goes a good trade. If not, I'm just sitting on a G. If not, boom, it is what it is. Shout out to the family. Oh, we got the likes up. We got the likes up. Don DeMarco for the fan. Straight up. When I saw the like button not moving, I'm thinking like, yo, hold up. I thought, what's good? It don't move. My dog said moment of silence. I was thinking about it, big dog, but we blew past that 500 likes. Yep, no eager beaver, straight up. Keenan, would this be considered consolidation? Definitely. Absolutely. So let's actually go and let's just chill for now. Oh, actually, let's go and let's bring up another one of our indicators. So first of all, let's cover our old indicators and then let's go and let's look at this. Our RSI. RSI is about neutral at about 49 on a 5-minute time frame. So it ain't really doing nothing, right? We're getting it sideways trading. The momentum is average. The MACD crossed over, but look at these red bars right. Oh, you can't see it. Let me move this again. You see these red bars right here on the MACD? They're not getting longer. So there's not more momentum towards the sell side, even though the MACD has crossed down. So there's some negative momentum, but it's not deepening to the point that it's trying to push it too hard down. So now MACD is almost neutral. RSI is neutral. It's trading sideways in the gamble zone. So nothing special is happening in terms of breaking out. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the EMAs 13, 48, and 200 and see what we get. So now when we look at the red one, which again, there's so much going on the screen, but if you slow down and just really just look at the red line right here, you can see that we are now above the 200 EMA. That's a way positive sign. extremely positive sign. We are slightly below the 13, which is, it is what it is, but being above the 200 is great. And then we are also above the 48. So we got support on the orange 48, the orange or the red 200, and we got a buyer zone right here. RSI is neutral. MACD is about neutral. Overall, believe it or not, at least in this 5 minutes right now, this is a weak positive trend. Weak and positive. We want to see it strengthen, but right now it's positive and it's weak. So, does the 48 crossing the 200 signal a move? Longer term, it signals a longer term move. However, we doing options. Knowing something is gonna, you know what I'm saying, work out, let's call it, you know, tomorrow, 2 days from now, and I don't plan on holding overnight, that ain't gonna help me too much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just really chilling right now, and I would like for a shorter term signal to really give me something clean and clear. So like this. Something like this, which would be confirmation towards the upside. Right? So remember, sometimes though, you waiting for your confirmation for like this candle to close up here, and then you get something like this. Family, this is one of them weak signal days again. When you see this, we ain't looking for this, right? We want to see this blue line. We want to see it go up green, close out, and then we want to see another one turning green. Right? That's what we would be looking for. That would be you see something like this and it just keep going green. That's when you get your perfect entries. I know y'all seen that Mario movie that just came out. Let me see if y'all remember something. If anybody ever played Mario Kart, put a 1 in the chat. So they got this thing. I don't know what it's called, right? But it's like when you get a... Here you go. Let me just read this to you real quick. When you play Mario Kart, it says hold down the acceleration or the accelerator a fraction of a second after the number 2 has appeared. And this is supposed to get you a super fast start. Right? I know that Mario movie just came out. But this is when you start the game and then you boom, you get a little boost right there. Family, that's this. That's when you see a green candle close out, you enter into the trade, and then another green candle is coming right after that. Right? That's what that is. That's when you get that just a perfect start. Right? This one closes out, you jump in, boom, this one goes up. That's exactly this right here. The speed boost. Yep. He said you still do. Yo, I'm telling you, and we would love to see that, right? We would love to see that. But you got to realize sometimes you will enter and then you get smoked because you tried it, but then it didn't work. And then next thing you know, your thing is going, whoa, 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 something like that, right? I ain't played that game in a minute. But you see what I'm saying here? So now what we're looking at is potential upside, but it's so weak. It's so weak. I don't like it. And I know that this is going to be a strong level of resistance. However, we got a strong level of resistance and a strong level of support extremely close to each other. I want to say within, let's call it 70 cents of each other on the SPY, which is nothing because the SPY is $409. So 70 cents is really, really nothing. So then let's go and let's look for an option that I like the price of. Remember, I'm trying to get it between, let's call it $30 in price and $70 in price. So I can put an appropriate stop loss on it. 30 would be like sort of the lower limit, which I would want to more so avoid. And 70 is like the higher limit, which we could go higher than that. But if we're going to go higher than that, we might as well go way higher than that and get it one that has a way further out date. So now, all right, boom. I'm looking at options right now. Expiration today, because I'm willing to say, oh, I know how to do my stop losses. You understand what I'm saying? I'm willing to let it move fast, so on and so forth. So I'm going to look at the today, the 410. And to be honest, if we confirm up, if we were to confirm up I imagine there's gonna be so many people taking profit up there. Let's just keep it real. Over 410, I could just see it now. So I wouldn't imagine that this one would be able to hold out for long, but it's kind of in that price range. So I'm looking at this one. Let me share it with you so you can just see what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is the 410. This is the one that I have queued up right now. When you look at the order book, if you were to jump in right now, it will cost you 70, right? However, we can see that there's 825 sells of this at 70 and 74 buys. So then they're pushing it down. So when you go back and you look at the chart, let's see what happened. So far, really nothing, but I'm looking at it again. And now that same exact option is 66. So like I was telling you, it moves so quickly. So this exact option, oh, you can't see it? My bad, family. This exact option right here is now 67, 68, right? It's not even 70 anymore. It's moved down. It's moved down. 67 again. But this one is one that's really crazy hot. Crazy hot. So let's say that this date is too hot for you, right? So if this date is too hot for you, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna highlight your comment. What should you said, hopefully we don't get blue shelled. Listen, I don't get blue shelled because I know to let myself just boom, jump out of it down 10%. Some days I might play it so crazy hot. Like if I won like 10, 20 of them in a row and I'm just sitting on so much cash, I'm like, yeah, I'll play with some house money. But generally, I ain't trying to do all of that. So, all right, boom. Now she's starting to run. I want to highlight your question or highlight your comment. If this date is moving too fast, 13th of April, right? And you jump in and it's 70, then it's 60, then it's 90, then it's moving too fast. What should you do? What should you do? This date is moving too fast. So let me know and I'm gonna highlight you. So, all right, boom. We get to the top. So since we trade with the chart and not with our heart, we know that two things can happen right here. First thing that can happen is this line of resistance can be respected. So let's see. Hold up. Stop loss 10%. Let me see, because I do want to highlight you. Here we go. Chrissy's the first person I saw who said it. Chrissy H, shout out to you, family. Made the shout out. If it's moving too fast for you, get an option that expires on a later day. That's so important. Exactly. If it's moving too fast, it's very likely to kick you out. You look for an option that's going to expire on a later day. It's not going to cost you that 70. It might cost you 500. It might cost you something like that, right? But the further out you go for the same exact strike, it's going to cost you more for one contract. But let's think about that like logically. If I see this contract right here and it's $70 and I was going to buy 10 of them anyway, and I'm willing to play it hot, you know what I'm saying? I was going to buy 10 of them. That would mean I'm spending $700. But if I want to play it so hot, but I'm still willing to put the 700 in there, then I'll just go get one way further out that costs closer to 700, but only for one. And then it'll just be moving slower. Because remember, it's easier to turn something that's $70 into 140 than it is to turn something that's $700 into like 1,400, right? Because it's just, this is a smaller number, so it's easier to move. It's like a lighter option. So it's much easier to move and easier to drop. So we just got to keep these things in mind. So now, all right, boom. So I'm back up here. I'm looking at this. The sellers, they getting chewed up. However, they don't like that, but they're getting chewed up. If I was to jump in right now, because I see a potential like this, right? A green candle doing this. This would be considered, and I'm going to make it even yellow, right? Let's say that it was green, but I'm just going to make it yellow so you know what I'm talking about. An extremely early entry Extremely early entry on a call. Extremely early. If I was to see it, not over the line totally, but on the line. Because I could only imagine how many people, particularly algorithms and institutions, that have their sell orders on that 410. But we pushing up there. And I see it at 78, 77, that same option we were looking at. So we are trying to push above. But like I said before, we see, I'm going to get rid of these red and green lines just so I can see it better, right? Just remember that they're there. Just keep it in your mind. Keep it in your mind that they're there, but I'm going to delete them to kind of clean up my chart a little bit. But we are still in that seller area. This is why things come down, because we are in the seller area. So now what I'm looking at though is I'm watching the EMAs. Look at the 48 trying to cross over to 200. That's a good sign. The MACD crossed up. That's a good sign. However, this 410 is going to be a crazy level of resistance. I just know that's the case. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm looking at it. Dang, this thing it was just 60. Now it's 80. Now it's in the 80s. When we first saw it was 70. The lowest that we did see it, this option, was 66. And now it's 80. So let me actually go back and pull it back up so you can see the one I'm looking at. But we all are having a common understanding that when you want to, here we go. When you want to make it move slower, what you do is you get a further date. This is today. This is hot. This is super hot. So now it's coming down to 81. So it's finding some of that resistance right here. 80. So it's finding some of that resistance. It's resisting going above this line. So if it breaks up above it a little bit, so today's high, for example, is 409.94. If it breaks up above it a little bit, there's the likelihood that it could jump. And it's starting to jump a little bit. We're almost in the 410s. So now, you know how people say, oh man, you bought high and you sold low? Am I looking at today's? Yeah, I just showed it. How they say you bought high and you sold low? If you were to get into an option like a call, looking for a breakout, right? You're looking for the breakout. Technically, we are literally at today's peak. We are at today's peak. You understand what I'm saying? So if you didn't get out of it when it went lower than that, then that would mean, yeah, you bought it high. So now, is this the daily chart? No, look at the bottom. It's the 5 minute. So this one is pumping, but it's finding that resistance. I'm going to actually change this option and look at the 411, which is currently 49. I'm now looking at the 411. That's this one. 411, April 13th. Again, it's $49 as the time I took this screenshot. If this is things like this are too hot, then you get later dates. Okay, now it's moving 56. The RSI on the 5 minute just got into the 70s. I hate when it happens when you're about to try to get into an entry, but you can see that the RSI is 70. So if you try to enter it now, you got to understand that it's just super hot, right? It is super duper hot. MACD crossed up. We got a huge volume spike right here, right? Increasing volume. Okay, this option is 50, is 60 now. 58. Okay. So I'm going to try to get in. I hate that she's kind of trying to run away from me though. Dang, she's running. She is running. But like I said, these are the ones that move so fast. And technically, it didn't confirm. When you really think about it, technically, it didn't confirm. But I'm looking at a really, really high pace option. Okay, so I'm in focus mode right now, family. All right. I'm focusing. I'm trying to ease my way in. Okay. So far, so good. So, all right. At this point, this is what I was telling you, right? So it just jumped up again. So I'm in this one for 20 contracts. Again, I'm posting the play-by-play on Keenan's Trades, as I always do. I'm up $200. So that means I'm going to move my stop losses. This one is 0 day to expire, so it's moving extremely fast. So then I got to increase my stop loss like ASAP. Okay, so far I'm up 200, but again, I like $100 bills, so I'm okay with the 200. So I'm trying to at least exit out of this one with $100 at a minimum. At this current point, it's up $200. I'm watching it. I'm keeping you up to date on Keenan's Trades part in the Discord. And okay, boom, I'm kicked out of that one. First trade is a success, and now I'm looking for re-entry. But again, they move fast. Jobless claims are in. Hawk mode, looking for a prey. Yo, I'm telling you, baby. I'm hawkish. But I'm looking for re-entry. Now that we up here, the 410 could be our level of support. Okay, so now boom. Let's look at our stats, right? What are we looking for here? We see that the RSI is burning up. We see that the volume though is going green. This is one of the most strong indicators that you could ever see, right? Really understand me on this. Headphones in the chat. You said stop loss 800 profit. You did better than me. I'm up 200, but this is one of the most, headphones in the chat, family. This is one of the most great indicators you could ever see is ascending volume on the buy side. My guy said this, from the streets to Wall Street. Yo, I appreciate you, big dog. You made a comment the other day. I want to say it was probably on the YouTube channel, might have been in the chat, but I appreciated it. I cannot exactly remember what it was, but I remember your name because you said something, and I want to say I appreciate you for that. It might even been on Twitter. I'm not 100% sure, big dog, but you put some, you spoke life into me. I forget exactly what you said, and I want to say, and again, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost certain that it was you. I seen your name from the street to Wall Street. I don't really exactly remember, but I realized, I was like, yo, that was real. Like, sometimes we need to hear something. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, boom. Headphones in the chat, family. Whenever you see something is going up, like green, and you see ascending volume, that's the same color as the candle, family, that's a great signal, right? Exceptional signal. So, if we were looking for puts, and we seen this going red and higher red and higher red and higher red, okay, that's a great signal. That's one of the strongest signals. So this is what moves and tells you that rule 5 is not fully in effect. Now, people think everything is a scam, blah, blah, blah. A lot of things are a scam, but one thing that is totally not a scam is ascending and descending volume. So whenever you think that the market is being manipulative, right? Like, rule number 5, the game ain't fair because manipulation is in play. One thing that they really can't manipulate, family, is volume. They can't manipulate that. So you know what I'm saying? So when you see that, that's an extremely good sign. So always keep your ears to the ground with the volume. Always keep your ears to the ground with the volume, because this means that people are buying it. More people are buying it. More people are buying it. Way more people are buying it. But now, look at this. The volume is starting to die down. Nah, we wanted to see it up. So then this is a huge sign. So when you're thinking, oh, I'm about to jump in right now, and you look at the volume, and the volume ain't pumping up high. It's turning red, or it's not staying super green. So then you say, oh, it's time to slow my roll. And the reason I'm telling you this, and I want you to remember this part of the video, I'm gonna say it again right now, and I'm gonna say it like just straight. We are at 107, right? 107. When you are trying to work on your entries and you're looking for indicators as to whether or not you should get in now, you want to watch the volume, right? This is one of the indicators, but this is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful indicator, where ascending green volume is a great sign. Look at this though. This is not the sign that this trend of more and more buyers is continuing. They're actually slowing down and losing momentum. Now, they use this to actually make your RSI and to make your MACD, but you get to see it straight from the source. The volume is going up and now it's coming down. That's why the RSI is high and trying to come down. That's why the MACD shot up and then it's a little bit flattening out, right? That volume. This doesn't mean that you can't get in now, but this does mean that that little pop that you were starting to see here is trying to cool off. But this gives you a chance. This gives you a chance to say, oh, hold up. you know, let me stop the music. Let me stop the music.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price
Come on
is
down
Right.
and pick me up, baby. So, do you see this candle right here? And it has a wick on the bottom. That's telling us that it's very likely that there's more buyers under there. The RSI is just burning up, but the buyers are trying to push it. So, okay. So now I'm going to try to look for a re-entry. So I see we got sellers, but then it looks like we're trying to flatten out right here. I would love to see green volume and more green volume and more green volume and more green volume to show me, okay, look, this is going to be great. Or even the opposite signal, which is almost the same. But if you were to see the red volume, right? And then see the red volume dying off, like this is red, this is less red, like something like that, then it will show you that the sellers are not strong there. So you get to see the relative strength of the buyers or the sellers. My dog, he said, yo, these live streams are always packed with gems. Appreciate you, big dog. My dog said stop loss kicked him out, but he's up 1,000 on the day. You doing better than me. I'm up like 200. I'm up like 200. So shout out to you, family. But what am I doing now? I'm looking for re-entry. But again, remember me, like I said, if I'm playing the 0 days to expire and they just moving way too fast for you, and again, keep your eyes on Keenan's trades. As soon as I get the chance, I try to rush and post it there because I know that there's sometimes a delay. It ain't really much we can do about that. It's just the way the internet works. Priceless, appreciate you, family. You say you love Tuesdays and Thursdays? Hey, yeah. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the family. So, okay, look, boom. Red volume, however, look at that. Let me just try to click this so I can highlight maybe. See this? Red. But the red is dying down, turn a little green. We want to see more green and more green and more green. And look, if this one's moving too slow, you could go and take a quick peek, right? Hold up. Just a little peek, a little baby peek at the 1 minute time frame, right? Don't be there too long, but take a peek. So we at the 1 minute. We taking a peek, just a little peek. And we see, all right, we see the green volume. We would like to see more green, but it's not so much more right here. We would like to see that, but we don't necessarily see it. So that means that this energy towards the upside is getting weaker, not stronger. That doesn't mean that it's gonna not go up, but it just means that in this moment in time on the 1 minute, it's getting weaker. But look at that. Green, higher green, right? Higher green on the one. So we losing red, getting green. So this is a good sign. So then what I'm gonna do is go back here. I'm gonna try to get back into this call. Again, remember, I'm playing it hot. I'm playing it hot. You don't have to play it this hot. How do you not play it hot, which we already spoke on? You don't play it hot by going and getting further out dates. So remember, like I said, you take a little baby peek at the one. Just a peek. Okay. So I'm watching this. Again, I keep posting my entries to Keenan's trades. Try to avoid this delay. I'm basically at break even at this second trade. Now I'm up like $25. Again, stop loss is on point. You got to be on point when you're playing it hot. Because I would be willing to get back in if I get kicked. Because I could get a better entry. Okay. Right now, so far, so good. But remember how I told you, I'm playing it hot. Because I'm using the 0 day to expire with a tight stop loss. And I took a peek at the one, just a little peek. And I started to see some volume going up. But now I'm starting to see the sellers trying to roll in too. I would like to see this one be green and then higher than that one. But remember, this is the one. You take a peek. You don't stay there too long, right? Stay for a good time, not a long time. Okay, so I'm looking at this one right now. I'm down like 1%. Dang, my dog said he up 360. Look at you. You say you eating Amara? I want to check it, but I can't. Hold on, I'll check it real quick. I got my stop loss on, but I'll check it real quick. There you go. Bitcoin plays, baby. What we up? 12% on Mara? Is Riot running like that too? Because I'm telling you, though, the Bitcoin, man, about the same. What about Coinbase? Is Coinbase over 70? 71. 71. Okay, yeah, I'm out. I'm stopped out of this one. I look away for a second and I'm stopped out. Let me just go check that. $100, down 100. So I made 200, down 100. Let me write this. Today is Thursday. Tuesday, Thursday. Remember, keep track of your trades. Today is, drop my phone. 400. Oh no. All right, I'm not down 400. Today is the 13th, 23. So I just lost 100 with a stop loss. And then before that though, plus, what was it, 220? So I'm still up. But I got stopped out on one. Stop loss, baby. I never leave home without it. So, okay. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So now she has 64, but I'm not getting smoked like that by not having my stoppie on. You said it tanked to 56. Let me just write that. Stopped out. Second trade down 100. Clean stoppie. You said this is tight. Double top on the 1 minute. Let's check it out. We are getting a clean double top on the one. We still over that 200 though, which is a great sign. And it's very likely that we're going to try to bounce back. Let me go back to the 5. That we're coming down and trying to retest this 410 as a support. So previous levels of resistance become new levels of support, which we can see very clearly now that the rain is gone. Okay, now she back up to 74. She's pushing. However, again, the RSI, man, is burning up. I would love for that to cool off. Because when you're doing this, you're really playing with fire. Now she back up to 77. Okay, now she's back around where I got it the first time. So there are some sellers here at that 80 mark, but she's really, yo, come on now. Look at this volume increasing towards the buy side. But then see this little red one? But yeah, with this family, I ain't gonna front. I'll be shocked if we don't hit 411 today. Again, you will get shocked sometimes, but I will be shocked if we don't hit 411 again. And we want to keep on paying attention. My dog said this. How are you up 200? I did 2 trades. 2 trades, family. You missed the first one. Let me see that exit. Check Keenan's trades. First trade up 200. Second trade down 100. You see how these things together? When you do some math, this is over 100. So I'm not up 200 anymore. Win one bigger, lose one smaller, up less. It's a net. So now I'm trying to get back in. And I'm paying attention here. So I can see if I could get back in. But it looks like it's wanting to bounce off of the 410. We got to pay attention to that. We do have our confirmation above the previous resistance, which we want to focus on. Let's go back and take a little peek at the one. We're losing the negative momentum. See how it's getting lower in the red? Dang. Come on, green. Come on, green. My dog said you made the burger and fries money back. That's crazy. They smoked me. You said I could be wrong, but look for a reason to short. Again, the selling momentum is going down, right? But the RSI is burning up. So it looks like we just need this to cool off. The RSI is what's holding it back. Didn't see me enter on the first trade. Keenan's trades, big dog. Keenan's trades. When you playing the 0 days to expire, it's fast. It's fast. That's what I'm telling you. You got to do the further out dates if you can't be fast on your own. When I trade with the further out, do I still use a stop loss? Absolutely. But it's less likely to trigger quick because you got to understand it's moving slower. Did I tip? I tipped $13.50. My dog said salmon. I want to say. How you say salmon? You got me wondering. Hold up. How do you spell salmon in the fish? Is that how you say it? I feel like I got an O in it. Can you show receipts on the stop out? It's 5%. Let's go. Let's see. It does have an O. Now the O is silent. Let me go back to the thing. So this was the 411 when I got 20. Hold up, let's see this. So yeah, she's losing that steam and she's coming back to the 410. It's pronounced. The L is silent. Sound man. Oh yeah, this call is running way low. So this thing is coming back to test the 410. Salmon. Come on down. I got you. Salmon. Okay. So Salmon. All right. So let's do this. I'm looking for the bounce at a 410, right? I'm gonna try to hold your hand best I can. Understand me on this though. The Salman. I got you. Salman. Is this a name or is this it's just like a play on the word salmon? Just let me know. I'm not even trying to play you, big dog. I'm just trying to ask you a question. So I'm gonna try to hold your hand on this. Look, I'm gonna try to get a bounce off of the 410, right? This is what I would love to see. There's no guarantee, but I'm gonna try to walk you all the way through the whole process, right? Whether I get stopped out with a loss or stopped out with a win. I'm gonna show you everything really, so that we can just walk all the way through it, right? It's a name. Oh, all right. Appreciate you, big dog. All right. So look, boom. I'm going back and I'm looking at the 411 right now. However, look, we coming back down to the low 410s. I want to see if it can bounce off of this 13. No guarantees it'll bounce off of the 13. So right now it's at 52. Remember, I'm trying to hold your hand on this, big dog. I'm trying to hold your hand on this. But remember, I'm playing it hot. I'm playing it so hot. You don't have to play it hot. So I ain't gonna go too crazy. I might average in. I'll put in, let me see, about $1,000 at, let's call it 57. All right, boom. I go and I post this, and I'm trying to hold your hand through this, big dog. I post this to Keenan's Trades. This is gonna be trade 3. I'm trying to play it off of because the RSI is neutral. The MACD is curling down. I don't love that, but I'm trying to play it off of the 13. Now, it's up to 60, right? Keep your eye on Keenan's Trades. I'm gonna put a stop order here. I'm gonna modify my stop. I put it on 59, but now I'm gonna modify it so you can see it again. Salman, go to Keenan's Trades. So look, I get in at 57. It goes higher and higher and higher. What I do is I move my stop loss so it could kick me out. So this is exactly how it looks in my order book. And as it goes up, I just modify this. So then when you see me like in focus mode, I'm basically, here we go. So look, I get in at this price. It's moving up, 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 up. So then I put my stop loss higher. So I adjust my stop loss higher than when I lost it. So, or not when I lost it, when I got in. And look, I posted this to Keenan's Trades. So now it'll kick me out higher than what I paid. You see what I'm saying? Yo, headphones in the chat for that, family, because that's a gem. Like what I basically did was, when you really look at it, was make the trade basically unlosable. Sometimes you're gonna get a little bit of what's called slip, but you make the trade unlosable. So look, now I'm out of the trade because it dropped. And watch this. But I don't go through every single baby step like this because it stops me from my next entries. So look, 20, they're sold. They just got sold. But look at what I paid. Let me try to find that one again. Look at what I paid. 20 contracts, I paid 57. I sold 20 contracts at 59. You see what I'm saying? So I basically made it like unlosable because my stop loss is up. So now I don't go through every single baby step like this because I just take it that you already understand that at this point because you're taking the classes. So then I can focus on the really, really important part, which is the entries. The entries are the important, extremely important part. So then we try to, because think about this. At a certain point in time, you got to realize how to take profit, and you got to realize how to protect yourself from the downside. What people struggle with a lot is how to actually get in at a good time. So now, I didn't have to worry about, oh man, am I going to lose this trade? No, I ain't got to worry about that because I got in at 57. I seen it running up to 60. I seen it running up to 62. I put my stop loss higher than when I bought it. Boom. I basically locked in the win. Very low chances that it's going to slip so much that it makes me lose. So I hope that makes sense. Right? So I'm not going to keep doing it like this because this takes so long to just be setting up and sending it here and there and there. You understand what I'm saying? Bought it at 57. Put a stop loss after it started to run higher than my purchase price. At first, my stop loss was like closer to like 52. I seen this thing running up, so I moved it to 59. Boom. Playing like a pro, not like a rookie. So now I seen it bounce off of the 13. So then that's why I was just playing it like that. Just off of the 13 alone. So yeah, appreciate y'all putting that headphones in the chat. Got you, family. I got you. So when I'm talking you through it, right, I'm telling you what I'm doing, but I'm not going to be able to completely tell you, hey, look, on the third second, after the third minute, then buy it at 50. I can't do all of that because then this is going to slow us up on the entries. And when I'm playing at 0 days to expire, it's like quick. So then we just got to pay attention to that type of stuff and really pick up the game here, right? Oh, my dog said knowing I could continue to move that stop loss was the game changer for me. Yo, for real. Stuff like that, it comes from experience. You need to fund a new platform because Robinhood is not it. Chrissy, get up on that 26-week challenge with us. You said, does it sell at a market? So the one that I do, it does sell at the market price. However, in these cases, you could do a limit. You could do a limit, but you don't have to, but you could. But I don't be so pressed for like $1 or $2 on it. So it's all good. Said, thanks for showing another way to the promised land. You know, I got you, family. Straight up. My dog, Brendan said, Keenan, get your notepad next time you have to explain this during class. My dog. So, listen, man, we all here to learn. My guy said, KG, why is movement prevent me from hitting the buy on these options? Remember, family, and just try this next time. I can't tell you what happened last time, but when you're trying to buy it right now, you have to hit the ask. They call it slapping the ask. Bow. Remember to put the K on it. Slapping the ask. Boom. So, all right, take your time too. So, my dog just said this, so many tools, right? Having trouble keeping up. Don't worry about all of the tools. Take your time, right? That's why I don't be saying, like, trying to overload you. When we be looking at these things, I don't be trying to overload you. So, like, I'll be saying, for example, you know, we looking at the RSI. The RSI is crazy hot. What I'm really saying is too much buying too quick. Right? So we just looking for it to come down, these indicators. All right, boom. So now what we're starting to see is another little bit of a pump off of the 13. However, this could be a potential downtrend, like a high and then a lower high. All right, so that little demonstration that I did with my guy Sal, man, that was $50 up. All right. So this one, let's see. I'm looking for another entry on the same option. It's at 64 right now. I'm going to try to do 2 buys of this, right? My first buy, I'm going to try to put in I'm going to go for like maybe 1,500 like dollars in the one buy. But then again, you see that MACD, I want to see if it's going to bounce or if it's going to like break down. I don't want to just be giving money away. Got you, big dog. Got you, big dog. Definitely. I take my time on this. Say, appreciate you, Dakota, my dog. Always. Oh, man, I wasn't looking. So, okay. Let's go. So we got this. Boom. I wanted to put in about, let's see, 25 contracts will get me to like 16. I'm going to try to average into this one. I'm looking back at the 411. I didn't get in yet, but I'm trying. I see that there are some sellers right here. $4.11 expiration today is what I'm trying to enter into, but I didn't do it yet. I know this is a level of resistance, but I would love to pop right by it. Okay. So I'm going to try to get in this one with like, hopefully like closer to like $4,000. But at first I'm going to put in not that much. Somebody asked me the other day, could we try to do like some scalping? Scalping means like you just put in a little bit, take out a little bit, put in a lot, take out just a little bit off the brim. Okay. So that's when I'm playing it really, really hot. I'm gonna try to see if I can get another buy-in on this. Just twice, and that's all I'm willing to, but I didn't get my second one. Second order is not filling. The first order, again, I already placed it to Keenan's trades. I'm basically at like 0 with that. Break even. right, so this second order I was trying to get a little lower, but I'm gonna cancel it for now. Don't need it because we basically all the way up here. All right, stop loss. Since I'm playing this so hot up here, I would love for us to keep going and breaking. We shall see. How do I use a stop loss? Go to Keenan's, what was it? Go to class options or class questions and then type that in. Type in how to stop loss. This platform I'm on today is called Webull. In the Discord, if you go to Keenan's Trades, you can see where I entered something and I'm walking you through it, but I'm watching this chart really, really hard. I'm down 1%. Now I'm at break even again. Now I'm up. See, it's like kind of moving around the place, but I know that I'm sitting at a resistance up here. It would be lovely if it would just break through, but I ain't going to bank my whole account on that. You understand what I'm saying? So then I keep a stop loss ready. I just walked my guy, Soundman, through it. How I would rock out with the stoppy. So now, all right. So now identify this. We starting to get a high and a lower high is starting to form. So now I'm at about 62 and I'm gonna do my final look over here. Okay, so I just did a second buy. And I'm hoping that we can get a bounce off of this 13. And if we break under it, then I'm just gonna let it go and let it be what it is. Watching this one close. So now that we're on the 13, I'm seeing that it's not really giving me more sell. The sells are loading up, but it's not getting crazier yet. So I'm going to try to do one more buy at this lower price and bring my average down a little bit more. Let's buy a little bit of them. But if we don't bounce off of the 13, I'm just going to call it. Trade with the chart, not with your heart. All right, so now we are bouncing off with the 13. All right, so I filled in one more time just to bring my average down a little bit. I would like us to get a bounce off of the 13, but if we do not, I'm just gonna let it be what it is. When you're playing these 0 days to expire, you gotta be cautious. Okay, she's pushing. She's pushing. She's pushing. She is pushing. She is pushing. I'm down 2%. I'm up 6%. So now I'm going to move my stop loss to make sure that I don't lose, like I was telling Simon before. All right, cool. I'm up 12%. And this was a nice win. All right, so boom. And how did I do this? I'm playing the 14 or the 13. Like I was telling you, it looked crazy on paper. Did that come in? What is it? Look, it looked crazy on paper, but I was playing the 13 bounce. And now she's still moving. Right? She's still moving. So let me just keep adjusting the stop loss to make sure that I don't lose. That's really what it is. Once you're up on a play, just move it until you know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. I got something for y'all. I got something for the fam. I actually got to go and get a haircut. But I got something for the fam. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. Not today. Not today. You say you up 145? I'm not gonna do it. We did it, Joe, another day. So, but all right, boom. But understand the patience and to keep your heart out of it. So look, boom, 475. So now if it comes down, I'm gonna be out of this. I set it up so I'm out of it 400 at minimum. I could adjust it. I'll wait and see. So 120 plus 50 plus 400. No. Where does 450 come from? I mean, this. So boom, cost of operations, baby. So these are my trades. I did this one for my guy Salman to show him. But this one, just did it now. So let's just ask Siri, do some quick math for us. Let me see if I'm still in this trade, and I am not. I'm kicked out. But it's, dang, she kicked me out, but she's going again. She kicked me out, but she's still going. Oh. But hey, a win is a win, right? A win is a win. But I could see potential for more. But what was I doing? Just so y'all know, I was playing at 13. I noticed the trend that we bounce off the 13, bounce off the 13, bounce off the 13. I caught it on the 13, rolled the wave. Right? Simple as that. So now I'm kicked out, but I'm up 400. So all right. So boom. Let me go over here and let's just ask Siri a question. Hey Siri, how are you? Hey Siri, how are you? Yeah, what's up, Siri? What's up? We ain't cool today? Hey Siri, how are you?
I'm happy to be here.
You should be. What is 220 minus 100 plus 50 plus 400?
It's 570.
570. That's a good amount of money. If I do say so myself, I'll take it. I'm happy with 570. Now, it was a little bit of a battle, but you see what time it is. Another positive day on the market, and I don't end up being like the 98% who don't profit because they scared to take a $50 profit. They scared to da. So now we can keep killing it and keep crushing it and stay positive long term. So, okay, boom. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will see you in the next one. You say I'm making your phone trip out? Yo, everybody, look. Look, don't say anything, right? Just hold on. Let me turn the music off. I did this one time and it worked on somebody. Hey, Siri, call mom.
Calling mom.
Oh, don't call my mom. Call their mom. Yo, I love y'all family straight up and down and all around. I love the family. We always have a good time. We always learn a lot. 700 likes. You love to see it. If you didn't hit the like button, please hit the like button.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
One of the trades ended up being 400. I had set it so it would kick me out at 400 and it did. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I see you in the next one. Again, add me in the Discord if you need me. If you need to learn how to do a stop loss or you got any specific questions on any kind of your trade, your own trades, then hit Keenan's or options class questions. Options class questions. That's the best way. So again, I love y'all. I see you in the next one and take care.